Hello, everybody. This is another reading of Dear Martin by Nick Stone. This is chapter 7. Make sure you subscribe if you have not already subscribed. Chapter 7. Justice is still in a daze when he gets to societal evolution 2 periods later. He knows he messed up, just can't figure out exactly what went wrong with which girl. When he steps into the classroom, Manny comes forward and drapes an arm around his shoulders. Dr. Dre, allow me to introduce you to Justice McAllister, soon to be Yale undergrad and my very best friend. My man, Doc says, lifting his hand for a high five. That's what I'm talking about. It makes Justice smile. Unfortunately, the minute he takes his seat, SJ comes in and won't even look at him. And hot on her heels is Jared Christensen, who glares so intensely it's a wonder Justice's head doesn't burst into flames. The bell rings and Doc closes the door and turns around to face the class. But before he can say good morning, Jared's hand is in the air. Doc. Yes, Mr. Christensen? Jared. I have something I'd like to discuss today, sir. Doc. Okay, let's hear it. Jared. I'd like to discuss how affirmative action discriminates against members of the majority. Justice. Eyebrows rise. SJ. You're not even serious. Jared. Oh, I certainly am. Let's observe, shall we? I'm ranked number 2 in our class. I'm captain of the baseball team. I do community service on weekends, and I got higher test scores than Justice. Yet, he got into Yale early action, and I didn't. I know for a fact it's because I'm white and he's black. Doc. That's quite an assumption, Mr. Christensen. Justice. Hold up. What makes you so sure you got higher scores than me? Jared. Dude, I got a 1580 on the SAT. Manny. What'd you get, Justice? 1560. Jared. See? SJ. What about the ACT? Jared. 33. SJ. Justice. 34. Jared. BS. Doc. Watch it, Jared. Jared. Dude, there's no way he got a 34. Justice. What reason do I have to lie, man? Jared. It just doesn't make sense. Justice. Why doesn't it? SJ. Because it negates his assumption that because he's white and you're black, he's more intelligent than you are. Jared. Why don't you stay out of it, SJ? Hold up, man. Doc. This is an open forum, Mr. Christensen. Anyone in this room can contribute to the discussion. Jared. Whatever. Manny. So let me get this straight, Jay. It bugs you that Justice is just as smart as you. Jared. That's not my point. SJ. You said affirmative action discriminates against members of the majority, and you cited Justice's acceptance to Yale and your lack thereof as supporting evidence for that assertion. Ignoring how effing racist it is to assume your test scores would be higher than Justice's, the counter evidence, namely that you and Justice are more or less equally qualified, has nullified your assertion. Jared. It doesn't nullify anything. Justice shakes his head. Jared. If we are equals, we both should have gotten in. Manny. You got rejected? Jared. Deferred. SJ. So you'll probably still get in. Jared. That's not the point. Doc. Let's keep it professional, Mr. Christensen. Manny. For real, Jay. Chill. Jared. No, dude. I'm not going to chill. You, of all people, should know what kind of stuff I caught from my dad for getting deferred. Manny. That doesn't have anything to do with Just, though, man. Jared. Yeah, it does. He took a spot I didn't get because Yale has to fill a quota. Justice. Excuse me? Jared. Just sharing the facts, man. SJ. Those aren't facts, dipsh. Doc. Sarah Jane. SJ. Justice got in because he deserved to. Justice. Thank you. Jared. I deserve to get in too. Affirmative action is BS. Doc. If y'all can't reel this in, I'm shutting it down. Final warning. Jared. Point is, it gives an unfair advantage to minorities. So, okay, Justice and I might be equals or whatever, but there are other minorities without the qualifications I have who will get in before I do. That's just not fair. SJ. Jared, let me ask you something. Jared. Like I have another option. SJ. So, as a non boarder, your tuition here is the same as mine. We'll make it a nice round number and say $36,000 per year. Our parents pay on a semester basis, which means that in 7 semesters, yours have invested. Who has a calculator? Justice. $126,000. Manny. Damn. Doc. Cuts Manny a morning look. Manny. My bad, Doc. SJ. For that insane sum of money, we're getting the best of the best of the best. Tuition includes laptops, tablets, and access to more scholarly databases that most colleges have, or than most colleges have. We've got the most current editions of all college level textbooks. Our library is like, I can't even tell you. We have test prep courses built into our curriculum from the moment we start ninth grade. And I'm pretty sure something like 97% of the teachers at this school are PhDs, right, Doc? Something like that. SJ. You wouldn't expect anything less based on the amount of money you're paying, right? Jared. Do you have a point here? SJ. I do. Now, say you have a black guy, not Justice, but someone else, whose single parent, whose singles pa- whose single parent's income falls beneath the poverty line. He lives in a really crummy area and goes to a public school that has 15-year-old textbooks and no computers. Most of the teachers are fresh out of college and leave after a year. Some psychological testing has been done at this school, and the majority of the students there, this guy included, are found to suffer from low self esteem and struggle with standardized testing because of the stereotype threat. Basically, the guy knows people expect him to underperform, which triggers severe test anxiety that causes him to underperform. Doc grins. SJ. Now, erase the two backgrounds. We'll keep it simple and say, GPA wise, you have a 4.0 and he has a 3.6. Test scores, you got a 1580, right? Well, this guy got an 1120. Based on GPA and scores only, which one of you is more likely to get into a good college? Jared. Me, obviously. SJ. Is that fair? You've had access to way more than he has. Would it be fair for a college to consider only GPA and test scores in determining who deserves to get in? Jared. It's not my fault my parents can afford to send me to a good school. Justice. Is it his fault his mom can't, man? Everyone silence. SJ. I'm not saying the system is perfect. Yes, people who legitimately aren't as qualified get picked over people who are. And yes, it's usually people of color getting picked over white people. But before you say something isn't fair, you should consider your starting point versus someone else's. Jared. Whatever. All I know is that no matter what college I end up at, when I see a minority, I'm going to wonder if they're qualified to be there. Everyone silence. Justice. Damn, it's like that, Jared? Jared. I mean, wait, that didn't come out right. SJ. And there you have it, folks. Everyone silent. December 13th. Dear Martin, can you explain why everywhere I turn, I run into people who want to keep me down? Tonight, I went home because I decided to share the Yale news with Mama in person, and while she was ecstatic, what I faced when I left the house brought me back as low as the affirmative action is BS discussion for class today. Basically, when I rounded the corner to head to my bus stop, Trey and a bunch of the black jihad dudes, the white guy included, were standing there shooting the stuff, as my granddaddy would say. When Trey asked me what the F I was so happy about, I actually told them about Yale. Yeah, I was tripping, Martin. Trey's response? You'll be back, smart guy. Once you see them white folks don't want your black A at the table, they not down with you being their equal dog. We'll see you soon, he grinned. I think if the socio-evo discussion hadn't taken place, or had taken place on a different day, I could have ignored Trey. I mean, what the heck does he know? I'm not even sure he's still in school. And the only white person he interacts with was standing there with his blonde hair and cornrows and a gold grill that spelled out Brad across his teeth. Jared and Trey, taken together though, the whole return trip to campus, their words played catch with my confidence. Jared's test score thing really bugged me. All this talk about how equal things are, yet he assumed I didn't do as well as he did. And nobody can tell me he didn't make that assumption because he's white and I'm black, Martin. And then Trey. And then with Trey, why does this guy insist on trying to keep me down? On the real, he's just as bad as Jared. It's like I'm trying to climb a mountain, but I've got one fool trying to shove me down so I won't be on his level, and another fool tugging at my leg, trying to pull me to the ground he refuses to leave. Jared and Trey are only two people, but after today, I know that when I head to Yale next fall, because I am going there, I'm gonna be paranoid about people looking at me and wondering if I'm qualified to be there. How do I work against this, Martin? Getting real with you, I feel a little defeated. Knowing that knowing there are people who don't want me to succeed is depressing, especially coming from two directions. I'm working hard to choose the moral high road like you would, but it'll take more than that, won't it? Where do you get the courage to keep climbing in the face of stuff like this? Because I know you got it from both sides. I'm going to try to sleep now, get my head reset on my shoulders. Feel free to pop up in my dreams or something. Tell me what to do, like Babe Ruth did to Benny in The Sandlot. I love that movie, Martin. Justice. P.S. Totally unrelated, but you know anything about love triangles? I feel like a jerk because there SJ was, cheering me forward, while Mello, as usual, only thinking of herself, wanted to hold me back. And what did I do? Capitulated to the booty. And okay, the fear of what my mama will say if I fail to keep SJ at the furthest end of the friend zone. I've got absolutely nothing on this one. How did I even end up in this position? I'm a decent looking dude, but two gorgeous girls, one in the J Mac? I can't even handle it. I can't even handle it, Mark. That's the end of chapter 7.